Hey guys, so welcome back. So we are going to get into a little bit of sports on the lower half. So I'm going to do just kind of open the client up with the hips just a little bit here. Take a deep breath in for me and slowly out. Deep breath in and slowly out. All right. So what we want to do here, especially with the applicator. So if you have a client who is an athlete, if they're a runner, in the sports, and want to get into that gastroc and soleus and really work that muscle, a lot of times they are tight in their calves, gastroc. And so you can use your tool to actually get in there without having to, use your forearms or anything like that, stripping. You can use that and do that with the applicator. So, of course, with anything else, we're going to kind of warm up the muscle first, get in there, and really work that. Really, the reason I have it lifted, we're going to deactivate that muscle, right? And so I'm going to be more specific now and work. I'm now going to go to the apex and get a little bit deeper on a strip. That pressure okay? Okay. So again, I'm not having to use my body like I normally would. I'm able to use the tool and just be as effective as I would if I was using my forearm or if I'm using my knuckles, anything like that. Okay. You also come in and do some flexion, extension. And again, you can go a little bit deeper by using the apex, which is going to be the tip here, and come in, right? At any time you want to do anything deeper, you always want to make sure that you warm up the muscle. I know I've said that several times, but I just want to reiterate it because you don't want to go in too deep too fast, and now you can go in and damage the muscle. So we want to make sure that we have warmed it up and then go in deeper. And you want to go slow when going deep. Right? Okay. We're going to do some compressions down. Right. So all your athlete clientele, you can work with them using the activator very easily. So again, multi-purpose and giving your clients that experience that they're looking for and need. As with the applicator being multifaceted, using the apex side as well as the handle side, again, you could go in with the handle side first. If maybe the client is more sensitive, you can use this side first to go in, kind of desensitize the client Always ask the client, about the pressure. How is the pressure before going in on this side, if you're able to go in on this side? Because again, with athletes, they're always sore. A lot of times you can go in too deep, too fast, and it may just be too much for that particular person at that time. So you can go in as well as scraping. So you can go in with the side of the applicator as well. So we've used the apex side, we've used the handle side, and now we can go in and actually use the side as well to go in to scrape. So again, it's very multi-purpose. You can use it for, again, beginners who first time coming in. I would use the handle side because it's a little less sharp, and so it's rounded, so therefore it won't be as deep. If you have a client who's maybe been coming for a little while, you can use the apex side, which is going to be more the pointy side. And then, of course, for those more advanced people, I will go in and scrape as well. So again, these are 3 different techniques that you can use for your sports clientele that you may have, or if you're looking to add sports to add with the tool, this is, again, a great investment for you to have. Adding another technique to what we've already added. So, of course, the apex side, we've used the more rounded side or the base, as well as scraping. Now, if you wanted to do something that's more broader, you can use the more handle side and use it in more of a broad stroke. So I'm gonna hold it like this, and as I come, we're just gonna apply pressure and use it this way. And I'll come this side so you can see. So using it more broad on that muscle. Okay, so we've shown 4 different techniques you can use. You can use the more rounded, the apex, the more rounded here, the base, and then more of a broader 5 is going to be the scraping. So you have all of these different techniques that you can use for your athletes, right? So again, the applicator tool, your multifaceted tool in your toolbox. So guys, we're back. So we are going to embark upon reflexology. And again, another great way to incorporate the experience with your clients with the applicator tool. So again, so many different ways you can use it on the foot as well. So we're going to begin by warming up the muscle as we do with everything else that we do. So we're going to come in, and with this I am applying more pressure because this feels amazing on the feet. Who does not like their feet massaged? And so with this, I'm also using my body. So you want to make sure you're using your ergonomics. Right? So now we also can go in and use the apex side and go in a little bit deeper. So I'm going to come in here and we can go straight up. And I know this feels awesome. Okay. Now, anytime we're doing reflexology, it saves our thumbs. And so by saving our thumbs, we're going to use the handle side. So again, it's rounded, so therefore we can go right into those reflex points with it. So if you are you've been doing reflexology for a while, using your thumbs, it's a great way to save them. So going right into those reflex points, you can go right in with them. Using your ergonomics, you're going to go right in using your body. How's that pressure? Okay, so the pressure is good for the client. You always want to check in with the client because, again, you're using a tool and not just your hands or fingers or thumbs or fist. So you always want to check in with the client, especially when you're going in with deeper work. You want to check with the client to make sure that the pressure is okay. Again, you always want to warm it up. I know y'all have said this 1,000 times, but again, you have to remember you're using a tool and not just your hands. So you want to make sure that you are warming up the muscle before you start anything deeper. So again, we can use the rounded side. We also can use, as if we're scraping, so we also can use the side as well as the apex side at the tip. We also can use the handle side and be more broader. We also can use that side as well. This is great for more of the arch. You can get into that arch at that angle. This feels great. Okay. You can do the outside as well. However, be mindful of this bone in the middle. So you want to make sure you skip over that. So go down, skip, and down. Here, skip, and down because that bone is there. Depending on the foot, some people feet may not protrude as much as others, but just be mindful of that because this is stainless steel. They will feel it. So no matter the foot, just always be mindful of that bone if you decide to go on the side of that foot there. So again, we also can go on the top as well. We want to make sure that we do warm up the muscle first. So what I'll do is come in with soft knuckles to kind of warm up the top of the foot. And then we'll go into the grooves, which using the rounded side of the handle, we're going to be very gentle. Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're going to go in between the grooves. Okay. And we all know we love a foot massage. Once you have introduced your clients to the applicator tool, you will have a client for the rest of your life. Because now they have happy feet, happy client, happy life, and they'll see you again in 2 weeks. So as we are using the tool, we want to make sure that we're able to use it in its most effective way. So using it for soft tissue as well as deeper work. So as working with the leg, I'm going to use the rounded side to again warm up the muscle first before I go in a little bit deeper. So we're going to use both of our tools. We're going to go each side of and just kind of warm it up. You can always drop it and use one. We can always go a little bit broader with the handle. Come in here. Staying away from that bone. Tibialis anterior. Okay, we can come on the inside and work this as well. Or medial. And again, we are using less of our body and more of the tool. So we don't have to really get in there like we would normally would and really do a lot of body work when we can really be at ease, how much easier this is versus me having to really get in there, maybe even going with knuckles. Even if I came in with my forearm, it's so much easier, and I can go deeper because of the weight of it and the angle that I'm using. I can go in so much deeper, and I'm not even using my body. Same thing, we'll rotate out. Even if I want to go a little bit deeper with the apex, which is going to be at the top, the rounded side, if I wanted to come in a little bit deeper, I could slowly. That pressure, okay? Okay, so again, so versatile, so many ways you can use it. The rounded side, the apex side, the handle for a more broad experience, and then of course you can always scrape as well. So again, understanding how to use it, how to save your body, your hands will give you more longevity in your career, as well as you're saving your body.